Charlton Heston. I'd like to welcome you to a story about a man named Daniel, one of the most inspiring heroes in the Old Testament. Now, many of the heroes in the Bible are warriors, men like Joshua, Gideon, who lead great armies. Then there's Samson, who tends to fight alone. But not all the biblical heroes achieved their status by fighting. Some did so by quietly adhering to their faith, even under the threat of death. Daniel was just such a man. The story of Daniel begins when he was just a child. The great city of Jerusalem's been destroyed by the kingdom of Babylon, and the Israelites, Daniel among them, have been driven from their beloved homeland. Now, it's clear to all who see him that Daniel is a young man of great promise. So he's singled out by soldiers of the Babylonian army to be a servant in the court of King Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel thrives in this new environment, but not by embracing the customs of the Babylonians. He remains faithful to the God of Israel. The Lord, in turn, rewards Daniel with a valuable gift, the ability to interpret visions and dreams. This gift turns out to be especially useful when the king himself becomes troubled by a dream. None of the wise men in the king's court is able to interpret the vision, but Daniel steps forth and is able to do so easily. The king's impressed, but Daniel remains humble, telling him that it was really God who revealed the meaning of the dream. Nevertheless, the king honors Daniel by putting him in charge of all the other wise men of the court. In this role, Daniel continues to thrive, outlasting not only Nebuchadnezzar, but his successor, Belshazzar. Finally, Babylon itself falls to another kingdom, and a man named Darius ascends to the throne. When Daniel again demonstrates his ability to interpret signs from God, Darius takes notice, just as the Babylonians had, and appoints him to a position of great power. Now, even good men are sometimes corrupted by power, but Daniel resists all earthly temptation. Each day he does his job diligently and then goes home to pray to God. This angers his fellow administrators, who are constantly looking for ways to make their lives easier. So they decide to catch Daniel in a trap. They convince the king to sign a law prohibiting the worship of anyone other than the king himself, and they promptly have Daniel arrested for breaking this new rule. Darius immediately knows he's made a mistake, but he has no choice. After all, he must enforce his own laws or risk losing control of his subjects. So he agrees, however reluctantly, to send Daniel to the lion's den. Now, the Bible says nothing about what Daniel felt as he approached the lion's den. I imagine he was not without fear. He was human, after all. What is clear is that it was Daniel's faith which allowed him to remain strong as he entered the darkness of the cave. The triumph of faith over fear is, I think, the central lesson of this story. That's the reason the story continues to have meaning for us. Now, it's time to get ready for a journey back to ancient Babylon to witness the trials and triumphs of Daniel. I've asked my friend Simon to accompany you. I think you'll come to like him as much as I do, and I know you'll enjoy the adventure. Now, it's time for me to say goodbye, but I'll see you again soon. Until then, peace be with you.